Hey YouTube, this is Yirmiyahu Weeps. I am going to be going into the third letter of John, what's known as the third letter of John. It's actually, I'll just start in. I refer to what people call the Holy Bible. I understand that to actually mean the Ketbe HaKodesh. That's the Hebrew. It means the separate writings. So I understand it to mean the separate writings. I think that would be a good way of translating the words that Holy Bible is supposed to be translating. I also call it the Sepharim HaSepharim. Not sure if that's completely correct grammatically Hebrew, but it means the books of books, or the most excellent books, since it's a collection of books. Books and letters, I guess, is a good way of putting it. Or the Sephar, I don't know if this is grammatically correct Hebrew or not either, but Sephar Hadabar Yahweh, the book of the message of Yahweh. And this is the Shliach Yochanan's third letter to the Arat B'Mashiach, which in English would mean the emissary Yahweh is Compassionate's third letter to the assembly of the Anointed One. My understanding of Yohchanon or John means Yahweh is compassionate. Chapter 1. From the elder to the much loved Gaius, whom I love in truth. And Gaius means man of the earth. I think it's a fairly common Greek name back in the time. Anyways, so that's the intro. From the elder to the much loved Gaius, whom I love in truth. My dearly loved friend. Oh, let me back up. That truth is referring to the truth that has to do with Yahweh, and subsequently the one he claims is his son Yeshua. Okay, going on. My dearly loved friend, which comes from, the literal Greek is dearly loved, but the English equivalent, I think, would be my dearly loved friend. I pray that all may go well with you, and that you may be in health, just as it is well with your whole self. Because I rejoiced greatly when the brothers and sisters came and testified of the truth in you, as you walk in the truth. And that brothers and sisters comes from adelphos, and has a variety of things. If it's singular, it means a brother. If it's plural, it can mean either brothers or brothers and sisters, depending on the context. And I think the context here is a little bit indeterminate, but I think it can be referring to the members of an assembly, and if it's referring to the members of an assembly, it's probably made up of men and women. So I translated it as brothers and sisters. And like I already mentioned, the truth is referring to what's true of Yahweh and the things of Yahweh, and subsequently the one he claims is his son Yeshua. When it says you walk in the truth, that's meaning you live according to the truth. You're walking in the way of life, through the journey of life. I have no greater joy than this, to hear that my children are walking in truth. My dearly loved friend, you demonstrate faithfulness and trustworthiness in whatever you do for the brothers and sisters, even though they are strangers, who have testified of your giving love before the assembly, and that before basically means in the presence of. You will do very well to send them on their way in a manner worthy of Yahweh of Elohim. And that Yahweh of Elohim comes from probably Theos. There might be a placeholder used there, I'm not sure. Yahweh's indicated in the New Testament by placeholders. They wouldn't actually write out the name in Greek. But I can't tell exactly where all of those are, so what I've done is I've taken where it says Theos, and I'm not sure if it's referring to Yahweh or not. I've taken the whole word structure of Yahweh of Elohim, since it's either Yahweh or it's Elohim. Going on. Because they went out for the sake of the name, and that name is probably referring to Yahweh, taking nothing from the pagans, and that taking can mean like receiving. And the pagans is probably originally comes from goyim and means nations or peoples or Gentiles, people that are not Israelites. So we ought to support such people, so that we become co-workers of the truth. I wrote to the assembly, but Diotrephes, who loves to be preeminent among them, does not accept us. And that Diotrephes means nourished by Jove or Jupiter. From my understanding anyways. So if I come, I will remember and call attention to the deeds he is doing, bringing unjustified charges against us with wrong and dysfunctional words. Words that just aren't right. And not satisfied with that, he not only refuses to receive the brothers and sisters himself, but forbids those who wish to, throwing them out of the assembly. My dearly loved friend, don't imitate what is wrong, lost, and dysfunctional, but what is functional and good. The one who is functional and doing good is of Yahweh of Elohim. But the one who is doing what is wrong, lost, and dysfunctional has not seen or perceived Yahweh of Elohim. Demetrios has been testified to by everyone, even by the truth itself. And we also testify of him, and you know that our testimony is true. Now that Demetrios means belonging to the Earth Mother. The Earth Mother being the pagan goddess Demeter. So that's where his name comes from. But apparently, the person was not living according to his name. He was living according to the truth, according to Yahweh. And that when it says, we also testify of him, that of him is implied in the text. I have much to write to you, but I don't wish to write to you with pen and ink, but I expectantly anticipate seeing you immediately, and will speak face to face. And that speak face to face means intimately or in person. It's from an idiom which is speak mouth to mouth. Shalom to you. The friends here greet you. Greet the friends there by name. And that the here and there are both implied in the text. So, let me see if I have any notes I want to run through really quick that I haven't already covered. No, I think, oh, here, there's something. Hold on, just a second. Oh, when it says, so if I come, I will remember and call attention to the deeds he is doing. When it says, if I come, it indicates that he's not decided whether he's going to actually come or not. So, that is the third letter of Yohchanon. And I think that some noteworthy things that I noticed in that letter, it's only like, a paragraph or whatever long, it's not real long. But the things that I noticed, took notice out of it were that this Diotrephes, this person, was not welcoming of fellow believers that were proclaiming truth. And it sounds like it's very possible that they may have been coming from out of town, like traveling believers, what people would call missionaries. And they were coming to the assembly from out of town, and this guy was not welcoming them. He wasn't accepting them, and he wasn't letting anybody else accept them, and if they did, he'd kick them out. Sounds kind of messed up. So, and then Yohchanon goes on to talk about how it's important that people do welcome fellow believers, especially if they're from out of town and proclaiming the truth of Yahweh and the things about Yahweh. So, I don't know, if you got more out of this letter, if you thought there were other noteworthy things that I'm missing, it'd be great. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know if you think I'm in error in something. Let me know. I'd be happy to discuss it. So, that is the Shliach Yohchanan's third letter to the Arad B'Mashiach. The emissary Yahweh is Compassionate's third letter to the assembly of the Anointed One. Thank you. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good life. Shalom. means wholeness and peace, health, wellness, all things good. That's what I wish for you. That's what I pray for you. Okay, thanks. Shalom. Bye.